Okay, YouTube. Okay, YouTubes. I don't know if this is working. Anyways, I don't have a lot of time anyway. What's going on, folks? This is Jam Cowpen on the Writing Miles channel. The Writing Miles channel. So, uh, for those who don't know, and this is my first live stream on YouTube. So, the Writing Miles channel is kind of like my creative version of doing like I guess like a journal of my journey as a blurred believer. So I have a podcast too called Composing My Life, and it has the same moniker, or the AKA is Writing Miles. That's a name that I use for poetry and creative stuff or whatever that I've been using for quite some time, actually, maybe past 5 or 6 years. And but the whole idea is like I'm writing or capturing the miles or journey of my life. And sometimes people, when they say my name, which is Jamile, sometimes they say it wrong, or if I'm, placing an order, if I go to Starbucks or Shake Shack or whatever, and they're like, "Yeah, what's the name for the order?" I'll say Jamile. They'll write down Miles. I don't know. It happens. People get my name wrong. Anyways, I don't have a lot of time, and I know I can't. I'm fighting for your attention to tell this story. I'm kind of going to take my time, but I'm not, because I don't want to be up much later than I am already. I got an early morning. I got early morning tomorrow. So, and I want to get off of this and talk to my wife. So I'm going to do this as quickly as possible. So, anyways, I've been doing Instacart now for maybe a little over a month, maybe. Trying to get some extra money because I need some extra money right now. And Instacart is kind of an easy way to get some extra money. If you got a car and you can move around and you don't mind going grocery shopping for people and picking up stuff and dropping it off, it's a, nice gig in the gig economy. And so with Instacart, from what I've seen, most of the gigs or deliveries, they're called batches. And a lot of them are in grocery stores and stuff like that. The minimum that you can get paid for a batch is like $7 or something like that. That's the lowest that I've seen. So usually I try to pick a batch and do as many as I can in a period of time. Well, recently I had an Instacart delivery batch that took way too long, and it was super frustrating. So one, you can pick up or sign up for a batch delivery almost anywhere in your vicinity. And the farthest that I've gone out may have been like 20 minutes or like maybe 15 miles away. I don't know. I can't remember what's, because it can vary depending if you're on like highways or whatever. But I went pretty far from wherever I was. This one wasn't as far. It might have been like 15 minutes away from where I was starting, near where I live. And I was like, okay, well, this is the only batch that's available. And the batch was for $8. So I was like, okay, $8. I'll go and do this and get it over with. And then I'll get on to the next batch. Because, that's that's the hope of when I'm doing this Instacart, that I can try to do as many batches as I can. Well, this batch had like 40 items in it. And so that means I have to go in a grocery store and I have to buy or find 40 different things for this delivery. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I've done this before. I've done large batches, and sometimes it takes a while. And then other times, there's been large batches and it was just 40 versions of the same thing. Like one delivery I just had to get a lot of juice, lots of juice and iced tea. I'm pretty sure that person was probably throwing a party or something, or maybe they just needed it. I don't know. Maybe they just needed a lot of juice and iced tea. But that was like the whole batch. Like I think I might have got some chips, but majority of it was tea and juice. So, I'm entering into, I think I go to Giant to make the delivery. And I go in and I'm trying to find stuff. And the thing that's frustrating sometimes with the app is that they can categorize stuff based off of where it is in the store or based off of what department it is. So it can be batch produce, beverages, and things like that. And that's how they present it. And then you go into the app and then it's all jumbled up which makes it really frustrating because now I'm going up and down, scrolling, trying to find the right stuff. And I'm trying to do things section by section. Anyways, so I'm going through, trying to find stuff, and there are many items on this list that are not available in the store. And so typically what you do is you can go in and say, you can refund the item if you can't completely find it, or you just say can't find the item, and the app will recommend a replacement. Well, this time, every time there was no item or no, I couldn't find it, I had to take a picture. And so sometimes you'll have to do that in Instacart. You'll have to take a picture, and you'll take a picture of where the item is supposed to be, and the customer will choose like a replacement based off of what's around. So I took like 7 pictures, 7 pictures when I was doing this batch. And it's starting to get really frustrating because one, it takes so long sometimes to do these batches. And that can vary because how much stuff that you have to get. It can vary depending on like the amount of stuff, how many things need to be replaced, and if you're familiar with the store. So I hadn't been to this giant before, and everything was just all over the place. Like even the aisle names didn't make any sense. Like I was trying to find, I think, tea of some sort, and I'm looking, there was carbonated beverages, there's water, and then there was like powdered drinks. And the tea was down the powdered drinks aisle. But there was no label, no description to say, oh, this is where the teas are. And so I'm going back and down and walking back with that. That takes up time, and that gets frustrating. And so I'm already doing this, and low key, I don't want to do it, but I know I need to do it because I need extra cash right now, And I'm trying my best to be grateful. I'm trying my best to be, thankful to God for this opportunity to be able to make this money, even if it is a small amount of money. I'm trying. I'm really hard. I'm trying really hard, and I'm praying. I'm trying to keep a smile on and be grateful. It's like, okay, God, this is an opportunity right now for me to be able to make some extra cash, and I'm thankful for this batch. I'm thankful for this opportunity. I'm just gonna, try to woosah the moment, and just keep it going. Try to keep it going and be patient. So while I'm trying to find batches, I'm trying to find this stuff, the customer keeps adding things. So like there'll be stuff that I refund, and that makes sense. So I refund and they send up another option, but then they're adding like additional stuff that wasn't there in the first place. So now I'm getting more and more frustrated, and I'm trying to think, I'm trying to think of scriptures and be patient or whatever. I'm working on to the Lord, and I shouldn't be complaining. I shouldn't be complaining. And as it's going on, I'm starting to think about all this other stuff. I'm thinking about how much time this is taking me, and how much, just the little things, the fact that I have to keep taking pictures. When before I didn't have to take as many pictures as I've been taking recently. Usually I go in, there's a replacement, and we're in and out. But I keep taking pictures, and I have to wait, and then the customer sends me in new stuff and whatever. It goes back and forth. So I'm worrying about like the time that I'm taking. It's already late. I left at like 7:00 to go do the batch. I left the grocery store probably around 9. It just took me a long time to find everything, and then, bag up everything, make the purchase and whatever, and all that stuff. But in this moment, I'm feeling really frustrated, and I'm trying not to feel ungrateful, and I'm trying not to complain, but it's hard because I know for this particular batch, I'm getting paid like $8. The whole batch probably took 2.5, 3 hours. So that means I get paid like $4 an hour. Again, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the extra dollars in my pocket. But the more that I'm doing the batch, and the later that it's getting, and the more frustrated I get, it's really hard to continue to be grateful. And it's really hard to continue to think about like working onto the Lord, not complaining. And it's just trying. It's really trying. So eventually I bag up everything and I leave. And it's funny because on Instacart, you can see like where you're going and where the grocery store is. And so the grocery store is probably like 6 minutes, max 6 minutes away from the house that I have to deliver it at. And I came from like 15, 20 minutes away to bag up all this stuff, do all this stuff, and then drop it off. So stuff like that is, again, adding to the frustration. But again, I'm trying to be grateful. I'm trying to be like, God, thank you for these $4 an hour. That, again, I'm still thinking about stuff like gas is like $3 a gallon now. And I know I burnt at least 1 gallon. So I only really made like $5 doing this thing. And my mind was like, yo, there's got to be a better way. And I know there has to be a better way. And it's just, ugh. So anyways, I eventually get to the house to drop off the stuff. And I like, typically on some of the orders for Instacart, you can just drop the stuff off, take a picture, and bounce. And that's all I really wanted to do because I was already frustrated. I was already frustrated, tired, and I want to go home. So I'm just gonna drop all this stuff off, and I'm take a picture, and I'm gonna leave. Well, the instructions on the thing say knock on the door. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I can do that. What I can do is I'll drop this stuff off, take the picture, knock on the door, and bounce. So I'm park and getting out and taking, grabbing the bags, and the door opens. So I'm like, all right, well, this has happened a few times before. The customer is there, and they're pretty grateful, and they help with the bags. So I just give them the bags or whatever. But at this point, it's probably close to like 9:30, and a little girl opens the door, and in my mind, I'm like, why is there a little girl opening the door? And so she asks, she's like, yeah, are you Instacart? You're dropping off a thing for, the customer's name. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, sorry, my mom was asleep upstairs. And I don't know what in my mind made me think of that, but I just felt really sad and like compassionate, empathetic. And I guess in that moment, I don't know if God was trying to be like, you're complaining about doing this thing, but you don't know the other situations that people are going through or dealing with, and like this order was, I don't know how long the order was on Instacart. And I was wondering, like, what if I didn't do it? Like, what if somebody didn't pick up this order? Will this family not have their food? Like, will they have to wait for tomorrow or try to find time, to go grocery shopping? Will that lady have to go find time in her schedule to go grocery shopping? And while it was a little girl, and I guess she had like a younger brother, they were grabbing the groceries. And my mind was just like, I don't know these people's situation. I really don't. And I guess in my mind, God was just telling me, look, you don't know. You don't know everybody's situation. You're complaining. And part of the complaint was I didn't get a tip. So you have the option to tip your Instacart delivery person. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm doing all this stupid work, getting all this stuff, they're making all these changes and stuff. I feel like I should get a tip, but I get it. Sometimes you can't tip. And so I'm frustrated. I'm complaining. I'm trying really hard not to be ungrateful. And then I get to this person's house, and their kids are opening the door. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to come to the door, but like the little girl said, her mom was asleep. And so, I'm just thinking about stuff like maybe her mom was just working all day, or maybe her mom has to go to work in a couple hours. So she's trying to grab the amount of sleep that she can get. Like, I don't know. But in the midst of that, after dropping all this stuff and then making my way home, just feeling reminded that you never know the circumstances, situations that other people are in. And it can be really hard. It can be really easy, I should say. It can be real easy for us to get caught up in ourselves, and even going back, I can't remember the exact scripture right now, but the idea of working unto the Lord, whether it's a little or whether it's a lot, we're, as believers, the hope and the intent is to try to work joyfully and cheerfully, and not even like in a toxic positivity way, but, to be grateful for the opportunity to serve others. Again, whether it's for a little or for a lot. I don't know. I guess the whole situation, the whole way things turned out kind of just made me think and stop and be like, I know I have my situation. I know I have my own struggles and I know I'm working through my own stuff. But there are other people who are going through hard times too, who probably have a lot more on their plate than I do. And just a reminder to like be grateful and to be thankful the best as you can in any situation that you're in, because somebody else can be going through hard times. And in the midst of them going through their hard times, you could provide a little help, thinking about it again, like, what if that order didn't go through? What if her kids and her family wouldn't have the groceries and stuff that they need? I don't know what her schedule is going to be like tomorrow. Maybe she can go to the grocery store tomorrow or before the weekend comes up. But I'm grateful that I was able to help out, even if it's, just a little bit. It's a small gesture. But anyways, that was story time. Thanks again for tuning in to the Writing Miles channel. I am Jam Cal Penn. And I don't know, maybe I'll try to do some more story time or some more live streams and stuff like that. Just because I have thoughts about things. I have thoughts about things. But anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, be safe. God bless and much love.